You had an opening, not a closing, an opening. All right, that's a new one. No worries, Desiree. Be safe. Or here, you know what? I've got a good question. In your business, if there's one thing that you felt held your business back the most in August, what was it? It could have been like a very specific thing, like there was this objection, kept coming up, wasn't able to handle it. It could be, you know, a little more generic. I knew I needed to do more lead gen, but I wasn't sure what to do, or I didn't dedicate the time. Answer that question because I'm curious what you guys say. So if there's one thing that you, what was the one thing that you felt held back your business the most in August? Jessica, time blocking for targeted lead gen. Awesome. Awesome. That'll be a good one to talk about then. It's pretty common, by the way, Jessica. Pretty common. Everybody knows they need a lead gen, and oftentimes we'll do a little bit of lead gen here and there, but like setting down and being super focused. Theron, that's always been a problem, huh? Wait, you gotta go into like those isolation chambers. Oh man. Overcoming buyer's agents asking for compensation before showing my listing. That's a big one. Yeah. I mean, do you prep your listings in general with like, hey, listen, like pretty much every buyer is going to be asking for this. And so do you kind of build that into the basically similar to how we still used to do it, just a couple extra steps? Yeah. William, yeah, I know, man. Team you were on shut down. Like, geez, hello. Yikes. Yeah, Desiree, the I need this house clients, but then all of a sudden they suddenly don't need it anymore. Like, yeah, those are frustrating ones, man. August, I saw a lot of things happening for people that they were like, this has got to change, man. Like, this has got to change. I am not gonna do what I want. So I love these things, by the way, that you when you answer questions like that too, because sometimes it gives me ideas on future calls, what to do on future calls, because I'm always doing different stuff. But the most important thing is, am I providing you value? Is it relevant? Is it actually solving real problems? Um, I think we've all been to trainings where everything sounds nice, but you're like, but how does this help me? Like, that sounds cool, but how does this solve my real problems? So, all right, we're five after, guys. You know, I respect your time, you respect my time. And when we do that, we all have a good time. So let's get into it, okay? This is our worst of August. If this is your first time with us on a worst of series, as I call them, um, let me know in the chat if this is your first time being here for one of our worst of series. You know, we do worst of August, worst of July, things like that. Let us know in the chat if this is your first time, because these are a little bit different than our other calls. Oh, William, this is your first time on a worst of. Okay. And Jessica, you too. Awesome. So we do it a little bit differently on these calls. Normally, we have a very specific objective each week that we're trying to accomplish, right? We're going to teach you really relevant tips or strategies, and they're very different from typical calls too. Some of you have been on our other calls, so you know, like they're really intentional, they're broken down, and they're so simple you could use them right away. On our Worst of August and Worst of series calls, which is the first Wednesday of every month, what we do is we kind of recap the sessions that we did in the previous month because it's easy to forget, or maybe you missed the call. And we kind of just highlight again so that you can go back to these calls and revisit them again. You might be like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that one thing. And I want to go back and really study that. I really want to get into that. So that's why we do these calls. They're a little bit different. They're going to be super fast. We're going to blitz right through all these different strategies and recap them for you. And then we're going to have a Q&A, usually a longer one at the end. And that can be for anything and everything. That's my time I'm giving to you. And then next week, we'll get back into our normal themes. Okay. All right. So there's four commitments that you're making for being on the call. Number one is video on. I see some people who do not have their video on. Unless you're driving or doing something unsafe, you can keep your video off. Otherwise, video on because just like anywhere else in life, you can't be wearing a paper bag over your head. Right? So we practice what we preach. We show up, video on. We're a community. We build each other up. We show that we're here and present. All right, distractions off. Anna, you got a baby, so I do understand that one. I don't know if you can exactly turn the baby off. So I get that. But as much as you can, get those distractions off because I know you guys are way too smart. You did not show up here just to be distracted and not get anything out of this. And then, of course, participate. We're going to have questions. Sometimes we have polls, interactive elements, and we just want you to get the most out of it. And obviously, getting involved is the way to do that. And then one of my most important commitments for you to make is just go bless someone else today. Go make someone's day. Truly. That's what we do here for you. You guys have known none of you have ever had to pay to be here. We give away stuff that we used to charge for because I just believe in that. That's just part of my philosophy and how I run my business. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's get into the number one of the mistakes that we saw in August agents making. And so one of them was just flooding leads with too much generic information. This has been a problem for a long time. Agents thinking that more information will convince a client to work with them, convince a client to change their mind, things like that. And the solution is pretty simple, okay? It's customize what you send to meet your audience's specific needs. And this is the first time, August was the first time we had the same guest every week. But that's because we wanted to do a series because they're all kind of a ramp up. So if you see, you're going to see Nick's face a lot in these recaps. That's because he was our guest every week in August. So one of the important things that we went over was, have any of you guys seen like generic guidebooks, like a buyer guidebook, a seller guidebook? Anybody see those before? Right? Now listen, those are good. Here's the thing though. In the world of AI now, where everything is tailored to you, it's specific and custom to you. And those guidebooks are becoming pretty common and very easy to duplicate and replicate. Being incredibly specific with your guidebooks is kind of the evolution. So it's going from here's my buyer book to here's my buyer book. If you live in the 37128 zip code, have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house under 2,000 square feet. I kid you not. That's how specific we're getting. And the results are amazing. Because if you actually think about it, if you are someone who lives in the 37128 zip code with a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home under 2,000 square feet, which guide resonates with you more? Generic buyer guide or one that says all those very specific things? Because that's what they're expecting now. Because when you go to AI, when you're going to these custom services that's coming out where information is always on demand and specific for you, you don't want generic anymore. You don't accept generic anymore. You're like, that's garbage. That's not relevant to me. Move on. Next. Right? So that's why we taught this very simple process for creating your own super specific guidebooks. And you can do it in about 10 minutes. We've done it live for you guys. So you know we're not lying. We actually practice what we preach and we prove it. So the first step to be able to do that is you need to identify your ideal client. And what's good about this step is that this is relevant to everything that you will do. You always need to know who you're trying to reach and the quality of your work, whether that's scripts, whether you're cold calling, whether it's mailers, whatever, is very important. So you'll identify your ideal client. Remember, we have recaps for all of this, so don't try to make notes. Just absorb the information as much as you can to go, oh, okay, that's the one I want to go and check out again. Does that make sense? That's the goal here. Not for you to remember everything, but just to see which one kind of piques your interest and you get back into. So you do need to identify your ideal client. And one of the easiest ways to do this is, one, just see what the type of questions are coming at you. And those questions are driven often by problems that your current clientele is having. Now, you can also decide who your ideal clientele is. The only problem is when we go, oh, I'm just going to pick who my ideal client is. Here's the issue that normally happens: we get greedy and not realistic. And we go, oh, well, obviously it's $10 million buyers who will listen to everything that I say. Okay. That's like your dream client, right? But your ideal client is someone you can actually serve and actually wants you to serve them, right? Let's be real, right? They want to work with you. You want to work with them. It's realistic that you're going to get them. So that's why I say a lot of times a good way to say, well, who is my ideal client? Is just to say, well, what kind of questions am I getting? And who are the people behind those questions? What's their life like? What's their interests? What's their goals? And then from those groups of people, you'll start to resonate with them and go, oh, okay, these are the people I really like working with. Does that kind of make sense to you guys? Kind of that it's almost like reverse engineering. Yeah. Okay, we're going to keep moving. Remember, if you have questions, drop them in the chat. We'll have plenty of time for a Q&A at the end. So we're just going to keep blitzing through. So the next thing you do with these guides, building these really custom guides, is guess what? AI is going to do most of the work for you. Once you know who your ideal clientele is, AI will help you extract so much of the relevant information. Okay. And so this is very important is you just go to AI and we have prompts that we gave out. We'll put them in our Facebook group. And then we are testing out uh, starting up the newsletter again. We had a big problem with our last email provider and it caused a lot of issues. So we're migrating over to another one. And if that works well, we'll also be sending you recaps again. So woohoo, if we can get that working again. All right. So use the AI. We'll have prompts, like I said, there we'll put them inside. Actually, we have a Google Doc where I put all three of these in there for you. So it's super easy and condensed today. Misa, if you can, I sent that to you. We'll drop that in the chat for you guys, okay? AI is going to then generate a lot of the relevant content through the prompts that we'll give you. Again, we'll share the Google Doc with you and the information you need to create these hyper custom guides, okay? And then you can design it. You guys have heard of Canva. Just use a Canva template that you like that seems like it'll work well. Don't try to create from scratch. Don't waste a bunch of time. It is not the looks that sell. I have sent just straight up Google Docs to people and it crushes because it is how relevant is to me and how easy is it for me to understand, which both are almost actually the same thing. Okay. You can also download the PDF. You could have a printed version. You could do a lot with it. What's also awesome is when you make these guidebooks, that's also short form content. Each piece of the guidebook is a little video you can make. And so that'll actually be the next thing that we talk about is videos. All right, so the guidebooks, it's that simple. That's just a reminder for you. If you're like, man, I've always wanted to have a guidebook. Now I really want a hyper specific one. That'll be in the prompts. You'll know exactly what to do. Again, we'll drop it in the Google Docs, the Google Doc for you that has it. Okay, so the next thing, the next mistake that we saw a lot happening is not utilizing any video in lead gen strategies. Now, you guys have heard video a lot, right? Everybody tells you to do video. Would you guys agree? Okay. Who wants to take a stab at why video is now more important than ever? Anybody want to take a stab at it? And I'll let you unmute. I'll let you talk. Who wants to? Bigger audience. Okay, I like that. You can drop them in the chat too. If you like it, bigger audience. I mean, yeah, always reaching more people. Super important. Super, super important. Cynthia, because it creates the trust faster. I mean, yeah, trust is trust is probably one of the biggest commodities that is quickly depleting right now. Right. So it ties in. Desiree, you want to talk? Okay, I'm gonna let you unmute or ask you to unmute, I should say. All right.
Okay.
So for you, what is so imperative about video right now?
I feel that. Can you hear me okay?
You're a little far away from me, but I think I can hear you
Oh,
okay.
okay. Okay. It sets you apart from everyone else. It puts a face to a name. It again, like someone had already said, that it involves trust too, big time. My husband and I have another business. I know you know about that business, Robert, but I decided to post one TikTok video, the first one ever with my face in it. And all I did was introduce myself and do a quick 180. We have a tattoo studio. So actually, I did a 360 around the tattoo studio. That was it. I got so many clients from that, so many messages, like 5,000 views in a day. It was obnoxious. We normally get like 100 views on TikTok. So I think it's just when you become personable and you become a person on the other side of the screen, people want to know more about you and they want to
Hmm.
talk to you and they want to connect with you. So
I love
that
it.
has I found to be huge.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so everything you guys are saying is right. All these things are right. Here's why, but here's the thing. Those things have kind of always been true. They've always been true, right? Putting a face to a name. We all know. I'm sure you guys know too. Leads convert better when they can go and talk to us in person. They're just going to statistically convert much better than over a text message or an email. We just know this. Human connection. Uh, I forget the percentage, but like a huge part of like our communication is just body language. So without body language, right, it's really hard for someone to feel like they can make a good decision, right? You guys ever notice that? Like we just need to see the person. We need to know, even if the words sound right, right? So all this stuff is great. Here's what's happening that maybe I bet you're gonna shake your head with an agreement, or it's nod, not shake your head, nod your head in agreement when you hear this. AI is changing trust, and it's creating this sort of pocket where we have our personal intelligence and conversations happening, and everything is becoming believably um, deceptive. Right? We're getting into a place to where we know that the videos and the pictures are starting to be fake. We're starting to see things come out, headlines and things like that, and it's harder to fact check them. And so what happens is that skepticism and disbelief are skyrocketing right now. And a lot of that is largely due to AI. Why? Because politicians have always been lying and the news has always been lying. We all know this, right? So that's something we've all kind of been used to for a very long time. But AI is really complicating it because it's not even a person. We can look at insert politician there and go, oh, they're a liar. Can't trust a word they say. We can read their body language and be like, this is how I feel. With AI, what happens is that we're being given all this information, access to information. It's hyper relevant, hyper personal. It's essentially telling us that we don't need humans anymore. And yet at the same time, each of us know we do, right? We feel that need, but we don't know how to trust people anymore. We don't know how to trust people anymore. Your leads don't know how to trust you, right? And so what happens is video comes in, and for all the reasons you guys were saying, says, remember, this is how you learn to trust someone. You watch their eyes, you listen to their voice, you read their body language, their tone. We're losing that ability. Do you guys understand what I'm saying there? We're losing the ability to discern whether we trust someone or not. That doesn't mean we'll be right every time. We're just losing our confidence to be even trying to look at Jessica and be like, do I trust her? We're not even doing that anymore. We're asking AI if I trust Jessica. That's what's happening. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? That's what's happening is we're no longer going, well, Rhonda said I can trust Jessica and I trust Rhonda. So I feel a little bit better about now my ability to judge whether I trust Jessica, right? Now it's, well, I asked AI and it gave me really logical answers, but for some reason I still feel like I don't know. I don't know. Something's missing. You guys follow me on this? So this is why your videos are important. This is so imperative is it gives people the opportunity to learn to trust you again. To learn to trust you. Okay, so AI can help you if you guys have ever been nervous on camera, don't know what to say, I don't like the way I look, all this stuff. Welcome to the club. It's all humans in existence. Fun thing. You guys know who Chris Hemsworth is? Thor from Marvel. Okay, one of the biggest actors in the world, super beloved, huge role. He got to play Thor right in all the Marvel movies. I mean, that's pretty massive. He's added some other big movies. He's super strong. He's rich. He's just got it all together. And in one of his series that he did about his life, he was saying that he every day he just woke up with so much anxiety. He would wake up actually in the middle of the night. He's horrible at sleeping because he was so worried about what he would say on camera. Would he deliver the line right? Would it be his fault if the movie failed? Right? A lot of us have those micro feelings, right? If I say it the wrong way, if I have the wrong tone, if I look the wrong way, it's all going to fall apart, right? Kathleen, we were talking about that a couple weeks ago, weren't we? Right? The thing is that with AI making everything perfect, those things that you see flaws are actually things that make people trust you, make you trust you, right? All right, so using AI is a great way to get through it. We'll blitz through this one. It's very simple. One is, does this sound familiar? Choose your audience. Who are you going to talk to, right? This is going to come up each time, right? And a very simple process is everything you did in the guide, you can now use through this video process, and vice versa. Everything you do in this video process can become a guide of its own. They work perfectly together. So it's a really awesome sequence, right? So again, you're going to need to pick your audience, pick their problems, right? What problems are they having? And then you're going to use ChatGPT. We'll have it in the scripts for you or the prompts for you of how we do this. You'll make 60 to 90-second videos where you're just answering the problem for them. You're leading them to the solution. You're guiding them to the solution. And again, we have the prompts for you that you follow. Okay. It's very, very simple. After you follow that prompt, you'll get a great script. You got multiple scripts even. Then you can use your phone or computer. The important part is you use natural light. For most of you, that's really important. It might be that you face the window, right, and have the natural light coming on you, and that way it's shining on you. It's a good natural light. Most humans look healthier in natural light. Um, and then you can just do a selfie style. It does not have to be fancy. Some of the biggest gurus in the world, like really top sellers, oftentimes will still use their phone because they're trying to be relatable. They're trying to be like us down here with the real people. They're trying to be like us. They're trying to say, hey, listen, even though I make $100 million a year, I'm just like you. I don't think so. I don't think so. Right? They're trying to be like us. So remember, it's okay that your video doesn't look perfect as long as you articulate well. And what that means is convey your point. Make your point clear, who you're talking to. And again, the prompt will help you with all of that. Record your video. And done is better than perfect. And I can't stress that enough. Done is better than perfect. Just do the video. Get it out there. Okay? There's other things that you can use if you're really, really not comfortable. You can use screen recordings, text on screen, B-roll clips, things like that. But to be honest, in the age of AI, I really think we need human connection more than ever. I really do. I think people are craving it and they need it really deeply. And I think that's you. I think you can deliver that. So record the video. Don't worry about the way you look or anything like that as long as there's nothing inappropriate. Birthday suit is not a good idea. Yeah. Doesn't, yeah. All right. And then you can just use CapCut. It's an AI editor. It's very easy. Can do a lot of the work for you. Yeah, the Ron, I do like that. You know, you can do a little test and record and watch yourself and then do it again. For me, I might do multiple takes, but I just keep going. I just keep going. I'm gonna get this. Okay, next. All right. And I try to good enough. Seriously, I'm just like, is this good enough? Is my target audience, Theron, is it good enough that Theron will hear this and he will be like, yeah, I get what Robert's saying. Okay, good. All right, I'm sending it. It doesn't even mean that he has to like me. It doesn't even mean that it has to convert him. Just, can he understand what I'm trying to tell him? Yes? Okay, I'm sending it. I'll get better over time. I know that. That's who I am as a person. It's my job. It's all of our jobs, right? To get better over time. If we don't, we get pushed out of the industry. We have to get better, right? Um, so CapCut's really great. It'll trim pauses where you're like, just like that, right? It'll trim pauses. It'll even cut some of the oohs and the ahs out. Some of them will. It can add captions for you. Captions are very important. All videos should have captions. And then it'll help you keep the video under 90 seconds. You can add in your logo or light branding. Great. And then from there, just share and capture the leads. This is something that I would put on social media. You can send that. You could even, if you have you guys heard of Linktree? Linktree is just a free service where you can just post a bunch of links. You could have a whole database of links that lead to videos. A little self plug right there is you see Minga. That's actually my company. Minga is a link in bio company that I built. We just finished our product, and it has interactive elements that Linktree does not. That you would be able to use. It's free as well. So that's another good alternative. It can have surveys, polls, quizzes, lots of fun stuff on it too. So you can use Minga. It's free. ConvertKit's another one, or even your own website. But the important part is just that you have a place for them to view this video, and if you can, capture their information. You don't have to, right? It's up to you. If there's a lot of value into it, you might want to capture the information. You also might just want to have it out there for everyone to see and just to build relationships and trust. Up to you. All right. Moving on from there. Last one is doing only number one and two that we just talked about. Doing only the guidebook, doing only the videos. So remember we talked about what AI is doing, okay? Everything's hyper relevant and hyper custom. Trust is an issue, and it's going to continue to be an issue. One of the amazing things that's happening with AI is it's allowing us to experience more faster. Just get more information. It even lets you build tools. You can create custom tools. And so one of the things that Nick and I demonstrated last week was how we built a custom app. Actually, we built several. If you guys were there, we actually built several apps live with you that were workable, usable. We showed you live. Screen was on the whole time, right? Yeah, I'll send you. We don't there's Minga.co. I wish we could get .com. Someone had it before us. We'll just buy them out when the company's bigger. We'll buy the domain from them. So it's Minga.co. Um, yeah. So what Nick and I showed you, was anybody there on that call, by the way, last week where we built was it three apps even live on a call just to prove to you how easy it is? William, you were there too, right? So one of them, what was it? Um, Local events. Someone could come here and pick local events hyper relevant to them, whether it was free or under a certain amount of dollars, how far away it was from a certain address, right? So you could use that tool. Think about that for a second. Imagine you had a tool to give to your community that was like, here's all the local events around you happening. And you can customize it by distance, price, things like that. Would that not be something that people would be like, oh, that's cool. That's relevant, right? Well, good. You should be the person that has that tool that uses that so you can get their information and build the trust because someone else will, whether it's a big corporate company, right? Or another agent who's just willing to put in a little bit of effort, right? And then that's their leads now. What do you think Zillow does? Zillow built an app that the consumers liked more than the apps that were out there. And now they sell those leads back to you. They sell your neighbors back to you. Kind of a crummy feeling when you think about it, isn't it? Right? Like, imagine you grew vegetables in your backyard and then you still had to go buy them from the store. Your own vegetables, you had to go and buy them from the store. And you're like, wait a second, these are mine. These are yours. And so these apps and these tools allow you to create custom tools. What's some other things? Who remembers the other things we built? Let's see. I'm trying to remember. We built I think two other ones. Oh, yes. Job Finder. We had it for open job postings. And you could use this tool to find job postings, certain salary ranges, commutes, experience, remote, things like that. Super cool. That was one I thought of because I have people who come to me all the time, looking for a job or they don't like their job. Maybe it comes up in passing. And also I know people who have jobs are more likely to buy homes. It's kind of win-win there, right? Oh, Kathleen, the neighborhood matchmaker. That's a good one. Yeah. So we built that custom app live. Neighborhood matchmaker helps people to find their ideal neighborhood in an area. Right? Do you see how all these different tools? Imagine you were able to offer those to people, and it only took you 10, 15 minutes to do it, start to finish. Would that make you someone that's really valuable and relevant in your local community? Serious question, right? The answer is duh. Of course it would. You're bringing local value to local people. This is a big deal. And it's coming from someone that's real, that lives here, that they can meet and know is a true, real person. It's not even some AI app from some big corporation. It's you, Kathleen. It's you, Cynthia. It's you, Anna. It's people in your community giving them tools. The trust factor skyrockets because you're solving problems for them and it's coming from someone that is real, that they know, that they can build trust with. It's a big deal, right? And so, as always, to do these apps, you need to have a target audience. Duh, we've been through that. We'll skip that. Okay. Then you'll choose your tool type: quiz, calculator, analyzer, recommendation, a finder, a search tool. We gave you some examples of various things. Again, these will be in the Google Doc too. You'll use the prompt that we gave you. We have a very specific prompt that generates the code for you. It took Nick about 2 years of just lots of meticulous effort. So you get that for free. Okay. And then when you build this tool, all you do is then you'll just go share it, whether that's through a newsletter, whether that's I bring my tools to my buyer and listing appointments. Do you know how impressive it is to them when I have something that shows them? This is another tool we built, I believe, live. I think it was the first one we did, which was the value of upgrades on the purchase sale of their home. So in other words, like, hey, if I upgrade my living room 5K, how much should that drive up the purchase price? You know how much that impresses sellers? They're like, wait, that's your tool? Yeah, that's my tool. I built that for you. I built it for you specifically, Cynthia. That's for you. I made this for you. Any other agent do that? Well, no. I know. Most agents don't even know their Facebook login. Okay? I'm on this. This is what I do. I'm a pro. And by the way, I do talk that confidently. I do. Absolutely. I mean, I'm a no-brainer. I know that. And if you guys aren't talking that with that confidence, then yeah, I wouldn't pick you either. Right? You should be coming in with this incredible, truthful confidence. Absolutely. This is what I do. I am a pro. And here's the proof. Right? And it truly, it sells themselves. Right? I mean, it's so amazing when, like, imagine you have 100 agents and they're all talking to these leads. And they're like, well, my husband's relocating. He's trying to find a job here in Tennessee. And you're like, oh, actually, I built a tool to help people moving from California to Tennessee find jobs. Can I send it to you? Boom. I just stood out in front of every agent. It doesn't even matter if they're Gary Ashton's team, which is in my backyard. Man, Gary Ashton's team is the number one Remax team in the world. I can still beat him out on leads when I get that hyper relevant and that hyper custom. Because he's buying, and that's not an insult, he's buying leads from Zillow. I'm going straight to the source. I'm going straight to Jessica and saying, yeah, you mentioned that your husband was trying to find a job here in Tennessee. I built this tool for you. Check it out. So now even when she sees Gary Ashton on a billboard, right? Or they say she's on Zillow and they're saying you should contact Gary Ashton. She's like, but I'm talking to Robert and he's the one helping my husband find a job. I got a lot to lose there. The value that he gives us, I don't want to lose that. You guys follow me and why this is so important now? You see how these tools are, right? It's important. And they're so easy to build. Again, you guys were on the live call, some of you, so I'm not lying to you. We built it live. Some of you even built them yourselves. Some of you have actually done it too, which is awesome. All right, so now quick little vote, because I'm just personally curious. Which one of the three things that we talked about did you struggle with the most in August? Misa, you said you built a poll for this too. Let me pull it up. Oh, look at that. You did. All right, we're gonna launch a little poll. So I'm curious. Again, number one, two, or three, right? Just sending too much generic info at your leads or past clients. Not utilizing videos in your lead gen strategies, or just not using tools at all. And remember, it's not that you didn't do them, it's which one did you struggle with the most. Does that make sense? So you can't say, like, if you've never even heard of number three, the tools and apps, you didn't struggle with it. You didn't even know it existed, right? So I'm going to launch a poll. Here we go. Poll's coming up. I'm curious what you guys say. Okay. You guys are kind of doing exactly what I thought you would do. All right, a couple more votes in. We won't stay long because I want to have plenty of time to do Q&A with you guys. I always give extra time first Wednesdays of the month just to be there for you, just to pour into you. All right, I'm just going to close the polls in three, two, one. Bing, share results. Video. Video. Why, guys? Why are you struggling with the video? What are you afraid of? I mean it. What are you afraid of? What do you think's going to happen? Who wants to share some of their fears? Talk with me. Tell me why. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Tell me a little bit about why you're struggling with that. Jessica, let's talk about it. Can I unmute you? Let me send you an unmute. Let's talk about it real quick.
Hello.
What's up?
I was just gonna say that I think it's just the time that it takes to create and put together all of the content and make sure I'm a perfectionist, so I like everything to be like spot on. And if there's a glitch, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna post that. I'm just gonna, even in my personal life, I don't like really post a lot of videos. So doing it for my business, I'm like, even if ChatGPT wrote me the whole script and like every step, I still feel like I would spend hours editing.
Mm. So it's really not about time then, actually. It's really the mental block. It's
Maybe.
really that you're wanting a very specific outcome. And if you don't get that outcome, you're going to invest all this time to try and get it, right? But it's actually not time because you don't have to spend that time. It's that mental side. It's that part of you that says, I can't post something like this. I
Hmm.
can't do it, right? I struggled with that for a long, long time. I wasted a lot of money because then I was like, well, if I can't edit it, I'll just hire someone and they'll make it perfect. And guess what happened? They were a great editor and it still wasn't perfect. I still found flaws and issues, and
Yeah.
all of us will. And so, a big thing, right? This is why a lot of us don't do a lot of things in life, right? Is we pick it apart and we find reasons to not do something that we know is good for us. How many of you have been guilty of saying, well, I don't eat healthier because it's too expensive, right? I've been there. I've been there. Before even trying to research it, by the way, before even trying to see if I could make it work, I said it couldn't work. I said. Or maybe I tried once and it was expensive and I didn't try to find a less expensive way to eat healthy, right? This is just what we do. And we miss out on the best things in life. The best things in life. You know what's crazy though? Is that we will still do other things that we absolutely know are way too hard. Okay. How about getting our real estate license and walking into real estate? For most of us, that actually was not a logical move. The failure rate's super high here. And yet here we are because some part of us really believes that we can do this, right? Anna's holding a baby. You guys know I have two kids. You know how much work kids are? And then here we are with kids anyway. They're costly, time consuming. I don't know about the return on investment. I mean, that's maybe, maybe with all the money spent, maybe. I don't know. And yet here we are. Some part of us goes, But man, I can do this. I can be a mom. I can be a dad. We can figure this out. You already know it's not going to go well. Let's be real. Like, it's really hard and you fail a lot, but we do it anyway, right? And if you ask almost every parent that's ever existed, the timing has never been right. They've never been ready. They were never prepared. And then the ones who say they do almost always will go, "Oh, I was wrong." When it actually happens, I was wrong, right? I'm that guy, by the way. I have so much confidence. I'm like, dude, parenting, no problem. Got this. Easy. I was so wrong, right? And so I'm going to encourage all of you, not just you, Jessica, because I'm sure others here relate to that struggle of too much time when it's really not even too much time. It's too much of me wanting a specific result and not willing to let go of that. And one of the important things is you have to remember it's not about you, right? We're in a service-based industry. And the more that you're talking about yourself, the more you're kind of admitting that it's not about your clients, it's about you. And that's going to get in the way of you being an outstanding agent who reaches people to a depth they never even knew someone could reach them to, right? I was on stage. Some of you guys may have seen me. I was on stage at PowerCon for Epic because I had the #1 team in volume and then the #1 team in units at Epic. And they asked me why I still do it because I told them I don't really like real estate. I'm like, I don't really like real estate at all. And they're like, so why do you do it? And I said, real estate is my ministry. I know that if I can get someone to want me to help them buy or sell a home, guess what I also get? I get into their finances. You know what happens when I get into their finances? I get into their character flaws. Trust me, finances is a great way to find out what people struggle with. I get into their marriages, their parenting, jobs, everything in their life. And that gives me an opportunity to make meaningful impact, to actually change the trajectory of someone's life, not just buy and sell a home. And so the next time that you're like, oh, I don't look the right way, it doesn't sound the right way, I want you to just think of someone. Maybe you pick someone here in this room. Maybe you pick someone, maybe it's your own family, right? A lot of what I do is I think about my children, right? And how I want to serve them and how I want them to be helped in this world. And then I try to be that person, right? But pick someone that you know, you like, you trust, you love, and then just really try to, look at Anna and say, man, Anna, I just want to bless you. I just want to bless you. And then when you make that video, just speak to Anna. Because when you guys are having normal conversations, you're not thinking the whole time about the way you look, the way you sound. You're just talking to someone. You're just talking to Anna. It's just Anna. Come on. You're not overthinking that. It's just Anna. We're just talking, right, Anna? We're just talking. And I'm going to make sure that as we're talking, I'm helping you. That's it. It's not complicated, right? Go make that impact. So Jessica, I'm going to give you a challenge, a little bit of a challenge, okay, for the next week. For the rest of this week is what I mean. Okay? Go post a video. And if you don't want to do it to people that know you, okay, you're worried about that, go into the Agent Alliance Facebook group and just get in the habit of posting a video. I don't even care what you say. You could just get on and be like, here I am doing the thing Robert said to do. Bye. No, you need to talk for 2 minutes on the video. I want you to stretch yourself. You're going to talk for less in other videos. I want you to stretch yourself because you have that nervousness. You have that anxiety. Just do a video today after the call. Okay, just go do it. Just go do it. Record a video, make a selfie video, go post it and say, what's up, guys? Like, I'm just doing this video because Robert told me to do it right after the call. And then just talk a little bit more about what you don't like about doing videos. I don't care. Just do it. And I promise you, you do that consistently for the rest of the week. I'll watch your videos. I'll support you. I'm going to be nice to you. I'm going to be constructive. I'm going to be encouraging. So you're in a good environment. You have no business to lose from me. So you're good. Okay. And you will start to feel better and you'll be much more comfortable posting more videos from there. Right? LeRon, what you got, man? I'm going to unmute you.
I was just gonna say, I remember 2 years ago when I was at this point where I was like, I'd never done a video before. And for those that don't know, I partner with Joshua Grossman, who is very bold and very good at making content, having a YouTube channel, being on social, and being consistent, right? It's all about consistency. But he tasked me as a new agent to say, go make three videos that you're gonna post this week. And I was like, what to post. I don't know where to go. I don't want to do it. Like, I'm not afraid. I'm a pretty confident person. But I was like, videos? I don't do social media. I'm not doing any of that, right? I now post at least one long video a week on YouTube, if not two of them. I've kind of backed it down, but for probably a year straight, I posted 3 videos a week, and every one of them was a short that was about what I like in life, right? In social media, one of the things you want to do when you're not promoting real estate specifically is what do you like to do? What do you want to be in? Like, so I take my dog for a walk every morning on a trail out in the wilderness. And I usually halfway down the trail will pull out my phone and be like, I just want to reflect on the fact that I'm outside, I'm enjoying life, and you should too. Check this out. And like that's all you gotta do, right? Like share something about what you like with the world.
Yes.
And it will
Yes.
make the difference. And when you make the first one, make it 20 or 30 seconds. Keep it short, doesn't matter. Make it a minute and a half. I don't care, whatever you're comfortable with. But just do something and get over the hump, then do the next one and grow from there. It's all about just get out and do it. So I don't know how
Yes.
many people on this call right now have ever done video, but if you've never done it, go somewhere where you're happy, get away from people, go out in the world where you can just halfway down the trail, pull out your phone. I don't care if it's a sporting event, something social, you do you, and just be like, this is who I am, this is what I like to do. Look at this is me. And now, years later, I get people message me all the time. I love it when I see you out on the trail with your dog. Show more pictures with your dog. Like whatever it is, right? I get feedback all the time with
Yep.
things that I would never expect people in my network from 10 states away to be like, man, I follow you all the time. So I just wanted to add, like, it's
No,
scary
I
the
love
first
it. I
day.
love it.
I remember a couple of years ago when I was that way. And if you're curious, go watch some of our YouTube videos on lifestyle in Bend, Oregon. It'll at least give you some ideas. We have 330 videos between Josh and I. So you need
Lots and lots of
content or
videos.
videos or things to watch, just we're doing it. So I hope we can inspire, and I hope that helps. Thanks for letting me share.
Love it, dude. Joshua actually used our prompts, by the way, too. For you guys that don't know, we showed this a month or two ago. And Joshua, even though he crushes it, is still a humble learner. He absolutely crushes it in real estate, and he still shows up and learns and implements things. And he implemented this strategy, and his views went up so much when he started doing that. He would send me screenshots and be like, "Check this out! Check this out! Check this out!" I'm like, "Let's go!" Right? And so, Rhonda, you said in the chat, right? Like to get over the judgment hurdle, right? That's still a focus on you, and that's why you're worried about the judgment, right? um because the way I always look at it, and I mean this in the most respectful way when I talk about leads and clients, is I always look at them as like their children. I do, right? When it comes to their decision making process when it comes to real estate, because most of them are just as ignorant as children, and just as confused. And that's not a mean word. Remember, ignorant is not a mean word. A lot of people take it in a mean way, so I had to clarify it's not a mean word. And so I always look at them. Now, when you serve your children, you're not really worried about them judging you. You know they need something, and you're going to do your best to give it to them. It could be correction, it could be guidance, right? It could be teaching them, gifting them, doesn't really matter. You just do the thing because it's your job to do the thing, right? You do it when you're sick. You do it when you're healthy. You do it happy. You do it when you're sad because that's your job. I have made videos for clients when I'm sick, and I will literally say, I'm sick in the video, but this is how much I care about you. I take the thing that I'm so worried about them judging me for, like being sick. And then I turn around and I say, this is how much I'm willing to serve you. This is how much I'm willing to sacrifice for you. Instead of always thinking about, well, what if they're judging my hair or my voice or my words? They're much more judging how you convey your desire to serve them. That goes so much farther and so much deeper than anything else that you're worried about, Rhonda. I promise you. I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't waste your time. I wouldn't waste my time, right? And so, like, that's a big thing that just keeps coming up. By the way, guys, if you have questions, drop them in the chat. I'm happy to answer any and all questions. I don't care. Anna, is there any way to see other videos where you went over building the apps? Yes, we have all these recorded videos on our YouTube channel. And then, like I said, we are also in the process of migrating over to a new newsletter too, where we'll send the recaps there. Misa, go ahead and drop the Google Doc and the YouTube channel, please, in the chat so everybody can get the Google Doc that has all of the prompts that we discussed from each thing, and then the YouTube channel where you can see all of the replays. I mean, we have a lot of videos. I don't even know how many, but I do this every Wednesday, so. And I don't think I've ever missed a week. I don't think so. I'm trying to think. Yeah. So we'll get you. Misa will drop them in the chat for you guys. The prompts, Google Doc, and the YouTube channel. So we'll take care of you there. They're super cool too, Anna. So I can't wait for you to check them out. It's so awesome, like to see what AI is making possible for us to do for our clients. That like we don't have to be coding experts anymore. We don't have to be graphic designers anymore. Like so much of this is just us having a fundamental understanding of what our audience needs, and then giving it to them. That's it. Basically, we just need to be better at relationships. Would you look at that? Isn't that nice, right? All right. Let's see. Any other questions that you guys have? You can drop them in the chat if you have them. A couple more minutes until we call it. Yeah. Well, the Ron Gibbet brings up a really good thing for content. 80% about you and what you like, 20% about real estate. Right? Because what makes people trust you is your relatability to them. First and foremost, the real estate comes later. Real estate comes later. Right? I mean, that's why you guys see billboards all the time. You're not pulling over on the side of the road being like, oh my gosh, I just got to call that billboard sign right now. No, it's not relatable to you. So you just keep driving. You don't even remember it. Right? It's only when it becomes relevant and relatable do you start to remember it. And most of the time, that's a personal interaction. It's usually not an ad, unless the ad's really, really well done, which most aren't. Right? So, yeah, 100% make it relatable. Make it about what you like, what you love. And a great way to make real estate videos that aren't real estate is exactly what Theron does, where he just shows what he loves about Bend, Oregon. The ski slopes, the restaurants, the nightlife. And it's not even just like a robot. He's not just going like, and on Thursday nights at 8 p.m., you can go to the dance hall. Right? Like he's just like, hey, whoa, what's this place? This is an awesome little dance studio over here. If you got a little girl who loves a ballerina, this is a great place. There's a nightclub down there for the adults who love to dance. They got a great restaurant, man. Have you had the nacho cheese behind me? Like, it's just, he's just the dude living in Bend, Oregon telling you about it. That's it. That's all he's doing. He's not trying to sell you on anything. He's inviting you into the experience. Right? We live in Tennessee. It gets really humid here. Instead of trying to hide that, I actually tell people about it. I'll be like showing a video and then I'll be like, and by the way, it is humid here. So if you weren't prepared for that, you should be now. Make a joke about it. Right? I'm just sharing what life is like here in Tennessee, man. That's relatable. They look at Theron, and then they look at me, and they look at us, and they go, man, okay, those guys are kind of living the life that I see myself living. I don't know what that is. Sounds like spam. Yeah, and so like it's just inviting them into the experience. Megan, yes, we're gonna. Misa hasn't dropped it yet. I wonder if her computer's running slow. I'm gonna get you the links then. Let me do that now before I forget. I'll drop the links in the chat for you guys right now, and we'll get you taken care of for replays of the videos, and then the Google Doc. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna drop them in the chat, and we'll take good care of you. And if you subscribe, you'll get notified of all the videos that are coming up too. Let's see. I have 139 videos, and I started this channel, I think, a year ago. So I've done some extra videos along the way. And let me tell you, there's plenty of ones where I make mistakes or they're not great or whatever. Thank you. Thank you, Darren. Love you, brother. Appreciate all you do. All right. So there's the YouTube channel. This is where all the replays are. So there you go there. And then I'm going to get you the Google Doc. That's important because that's got all the good stuff. Give me a second. I'm going to get you that Google Doc right here. Boom, in the chat. Check it out. This has all three in there for you, by the way. So like the Canva Ready PDF, guidebook, hyper specific, tells you exactly what to do step by step, tells you how to build the training videos or short form videos. You can use it for both, and then how to build the apps and even like code and everything. So this is an amazing resource from Nick. He also has, and by the way, I make no money from this. He has classes, courses, stuff like that that teach you more involved. I think he also has coaching on like these apps, these guides and stuff like that. If this is something that you're looking at, like Nick's one of the few people I trust to do this because he actually lives it. Remember, relatability, right? He's not just a guru saying everything works, blah 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 blah. He like lives it. So he would be my go-to person if I were you. If you're like, oh, I need more help on this stuff, I can help you too. But obviously, he's much more of an expert than I am. I do this stuff every day, but I don't do as much as he does. And he works with a bunch of real estate agents and teams on this. So, but yeah, yeah, Megan. I mean, honestly, what's great about like you don't even need to understand coding as much as you just need to know how to have a conversation, right? That's what's amazing that's happening with like you see something you don't like about the way the app works. Like the app code tends to add a little like subscribe to the newsletter to get updates about jobs in your area, right? It'll add like little things relevant to the tool, but you're like, what are they subscribing to? There's nothing. We didn't build anything for that. So you just need, instead of you being like, oh, well, here's the HTML code that you need to remove, all you have to be is like, hey, there's no newsletter. Just remove that part. Right? Like it's pretty simple. It's pretty nice. All right. That's 10 o'clock, guys. I hope you found value today. I hope I blessed you. I hope I served you well. I hope you found something here and you said, man, I resonate with that. I'm going to go do the thing. We're gonna all keep an eye out for Jessica's videos in the Agent Alliance Facebook group, and when we see Jessica post, let's go in and really support her, and really encourage her. Rhonda, I'd love to see some from you too, because I know you got those nerves as well. You admitted it. Kathleen, come on. You know you owe me some videos. We talked too much about them. You owe me some videos. Cynthia, you too. Anna, you got a baby. That's like the best thing. Like everybody loves people with babies in the video. You could literally just sit there just like you are now and just talk about something, and people would be like, "Cute baby, I'm in." It's like people with like puppies, right, and kittens. Like you could be talking about world destruction, and they'd still be like, "Oh, I love this." All right, guys. Have a great week. Get active in the Facebook group. Check out the other videos and streams. Save the Google Doc. And if you need anything, just reach out. I'm here to bless you. All right. Bye, everybody.